I'm here for my second live. I'm so excited for you to be here. Thanks so much for showing up. Give me a little hello or a thumbs up below. Thanks so much for coming. We're going to start doing every Wednesday at 12. I'm going to start doing these little live lunch sessions, little lunch lessons. So we're going to talk about some kind of marketing strategy or some kind of lesson that I think has been really helpful for some of my clients that I think could be really helpful for you too. So stick around and you can always tap into the replay if you missed the actual live session. So today we're actually going to be talking about how to define your target audience and your ideal customer. So sometimes that's a piece that we miss, right? Sometimes we kind of start our social media and we kind of start putting up what we think our customers want, and we really kind of get in our own headspace about what we want our brand to look like, what we want our products to look like, and sometimes we can kind of forget who we're actually really targeting. So it's really important to kind of get an idea, get in the headspace of your customer, think from their perspective, right? Because that will really change your messaging and some of your branding, right? That could really change the way your graphics look, or some of your colors, or really just your messaging. So that's really the why, right? Why do we want to define our customer or define our audience? And that's really because we want to relate our messaging and our product and all of our marketing so that it resonates with our target audience. So that's really the why. So the next part obviously is how to define. So we really want to think about who that customer is, who they are, what's their age, what is their occupation, are they a mom, are they a dad, are they a young professional, all of those things. That's really who your target audience is. And we want to go a little bit deeper. So I actually have a little avatar worksheet that's a little freebie. If you want that, just say yes below, say hi, say yes, and I'll send you the link, no problem. And this really is a deep dive into who that customer really is, right? What are their goals in life? What are they really looking for? And the really main important point that you want to try to get into is their pain points, right? We really want to solve a problem, because that's what's really going to resonate with your products, right? And your services is, are you helping solve a problem? Because then they're going to jump on board and say, oh my gosh, I need that. So we really want to think about their problems, and how you can help them. That's really the ideal place to and reason to define your customer and your audience. So that's really the goal. So once you've kind of defined their problems that you want to solve, then that's when really you can start honing in on your messaging, right? Like how your products or services help or solve or make their life easier, those kinds of things. So some examples might be, right, for moms, if you really get into their headspace, moms are busy, moms are looking to save time, save money, they're juggling a lot of different things, they're looking for work-life balance, or they're looking to make their house look great while juggling kids. So things like easy and quick are good things for moms, right? Those are some words you can kind of think about. Whereas if you're targeting maybe some young professionals, right, your messaging might be a whole lot different. You might be like, hey, this is going to make you look great in front of your boss, or these are some ways to really elevate for inexpensive solutions to kind of elevate your look, your makeup, your dress, all of those things, your house. So your messaging might be a little bit different to different target audiences. So that's really the goal of why we want to define your target audience and really find that ideal customer. So, and here's just a quick little backstory, right? I wanted to share with you from the bike shop. When my husband and I owned a bike shop, this really took us a little bit of a learning curve, right? When we first opened up the bike shop, we saw so many large bike groups, right, on Saturdays cruising down the street right by our house. And we thought, gosh, this would be great. They all stop at 7-Eleven. Wouldn't it be great for them to have a coffee shop that they could also be like, hey, can you check my brakes? Or, can you look at this shifter, kind of a thing? Or, oh gosh, I need some gloves, or something like that during their bike ride, right? So wouldn't it be great if we created a space for bicyclists as well as coffee lovers, which is myself, right? My husband was the bicyclist and I was the coffee lover. So that was like our perfect marriage business. So, but anyway, so that was really our target audience, we thought, right? And we thought, gosh, that'll be great. These cyclists love to, spend money on bikes and gear, and they need repairs and all that kind of thing. Once we kind of figured out our customers and who was actually coming into the shop and who was actually asking questions, we really found that there was a much larger volume of the neighborhood bike shop customer, right? And the neighborhood coffee shop goer, right? So it was really not the elite cyclists we found, right? And in fact, that was a lot harder of an audience to get into, because those elite cyclists who are in those giant, clubs on Saturdays are already going to their favorite bike shop, or they're looking online, they're looking to kind of do it themselves. So they're not looking for a repair person always, and they're looking to buy online. So those were a couple of the challenges that we ran into with the bike shop, where we really had to change our target audience. We really realized, gosh, and that's really what we ended up loving, is we would love to be more of the neighborhood bike shop. We want to get to know the families, the parents, the, everyday person to come in for coffee, hang out, maybe get into cycling if you're a beginner, and really learn, about a fitness exercise that would be great for their mind and their body. That was really the goal. So that was really a change of our target audience, because we had to kind of learn what suited our business, what suited our personalities, and what suited the demand, right? What was there kind of in front of us. So those were all kind of things that we learned through the bike shop, of how to define and redefine our target audience. And certainly at the bike shop, we still loved those, elite cyclists who were in the clubs, and we still catered to them, but we just had to realize they weren't our main target. So that can happen too, right? If you have a broader audience, you can also kind of put those into different little sections, if you will, right? And think about, okay, this is a larger volume of customers where I would have a better chance of finding more people. But this is also who I want to specifically target as well. So you can have different sectors of your audience, but really one kind of main, the larger volume, one kind of main target audience. So that's really the goal. So so that was a little bit about the bike shop and what we learned there, obviously. So I did want to share just a couple of places, right? So and hey there, if you're listening, just say yes below if any of this is resonating with you. Give me a thumbs up, so I know you're there. But here's some quick tips of how to figure out, right, what your target audience is all about, what their pain points are, what their problems are, and really where they're hanging out. And that's another thing too, is if you're targeting moms, you may not find a lot of moms on, let's say, Snapchat, right? I don't know that anyone's advertising on Snapchat. That's more for the younger crowd. But compared to Instagram versus Facebook, perhaps, if you're targeting maybe Gen X, that's a little bit more on Facebook as opposed to Instagram. If you're targeting young professionals, certainly Instagram is probably where they're hanging out. But those would be things to think about, right? Which platform is your age group or target audience mostly hanging out? And I always say, so Pinterest is one of my number one places. If you're targeting moms, you definitely need to be on Pinterest for sure, right? So moms are hanging out on Pinterest, and what is great about Pinterest that I always say, and I'll probably start a whole new section, a whole new lunch lesson on Pinterest, but Pinterest is so much more clickable, right, than really any other platform in my view. So if you're targeting moms are on Pinterest and they're used to clicking. So if you really want to drive traffic to your website, that's a really useful tool, right, and really powerful, because it's such a high volume and it's really a searchable database. So it's a great place to have people go to your blog, or if you just need traffic to your landing page, right, or to your shop online, that's a really great useful tool. So these are the top 3 things that I would do to define your audience. If you're not on Pinterest, maybe check it out, right? If you're just there as a person, as with a personal account, that's great too. You can start to think about what boards your customer might be looking at, right? Or you could kind of search, again, Pinterest is such a great searchable database. You can search in their search bar and some suggested keywords will come up, right? Those are always really powerful. What are other people searching? So you could start to type in, moms who need to meal plan, if that's maybe something that your business offers. or you know, cute t-shirts for fall. Those might be some things. And then you can kind of see where people are pinning stuff, what people are pinning, what's trending, what's hot, what are some popular keywords there. So Pinterest, I would say, is probably a really good place to look for keywords that your audience is looking for, and really to help define your audience. So the next I would say Pinterest is probably number one, maybe number two. Probably the top, you know, 1 and 2 slots are Pinterest, and then I would say ChatGPT. So if you haven't used AI or ChatGPT to help you kind of put words to whatever thoughts you're kind of coming up with, you're really missing out. It is a really powerful tool for just about anything. What I love is that it gives you a head start, right? Sometimes that's the hardest part, is just starting. So if you go to ChatGPT, you can type in, you know, any kind of prompt, and you can play around with prompts, right? I often will use the term SEO rich, SEO-rich keywords. So I'll say define my target audience with SEO rich keywords for, you know, moms looking to meal plan, or young professionals looking for their perfect partner, or you know, men looking for you know, car repair, or things like that. You know, something as simple as that. Whoever you're thinking of your target audience, ChatGPT will give you so many more keywords and options that you hadn't thought of before, right? And that can really help you hone in on those characteristics of your ideal customer. So those can be some really helpful places to check for your audience. The other thing I was going to say is Canva too, right? That's definitely number 3. But Canva's a great place. You can search in their obviously in their elements or graphics or photos even, or even their templates, right, of who your target audience is. So you could even start with moms, right, and see what kind of comes up, and then you could kind of pick if you're more of a visual person, right, it will give you visual options for who your customer is. So perhaps it's a little bit more natural. If you're looking for a mom who's really conscious about toxins or chemicals in their life, right, they're looking for more natural products. You could certainly type in natural mom, and gosh, lots of templates would come up, different elements or graphics. And so those are some great tools to use to kind of help you define, as well as use some of those graphics or colors in your marketing. So those are some ideas of how to use your ideal target audience to refine your messaging and your marketing altogether. So if you want the freebie, there's a worksheet that I've created. It's called the Ideal Customer Avatar. A lot of people use the word avatar, right, to kind of create, sometimes they'll even put a name to her, or, you know, something like that, so that you can imagine her every time that you're imagining your messaging, or, you know, you're coming up with a new product or service, or a new launch of something, a new workshop. You can kind of keep that avatar in your mind, so that you're like, okay, yeah, that's who she is, that's who I'm targeting. I really want to get in her mind. So this Ideal Avatar worksheet is free. If you want a link, just say yes below. And that's probably all we have time for today, but thanks so much for sticking around. Feel free to give a like, and we'll see you at the next one. Thanks.